Ah, courtrooms, the place where your worst personal dramas become very public. Here we are, folks, for another episode of Who's Got the Worst Parenting Skills. Today we've got Mr. Brown, who has clearly been playing both mom and dad for the last decade. His request? Oh, just a tiny little thing called child support, because apparently that's a thing parents sometimes forget about.
Okay, Mr. Brown.
Yes.
You brought this case before the court?
I did.
What's going on?
Well, she left when our son was 11 months old. He's 10
11
now.
months?
11 months, yes. And she chose to pursue her career.
Wait a minute,
over being
I got
parent.
hung up. You said 11 months
11
and he's
months.
10 years
And
old
he's
now?
10 years old now. She chose her career over being a parent, although she wanted to be a parent, and left me with the child. It's been hard. I do what I can do. I take care of our son. She's still chasing her dreams. Nothing wrong with that, but she did decide to have a child, and, I just want to know.
So here's the scoop. Mr. Brown's kid is now 10, and for almost all of that time, he's been the only one left holding the proverbial and actual baby. What's mom been up to? Oh, just chasing her dreams, because who needs to worry about child support when you're busy becoming a superstar at eyelash extensions, right?
What happened, some kind of financial compensation if she's chasing her dreams and making all the money she wants to make. Maybe she can just throw some money our way, and that'll be fine.
That would be fine, and I agree with that,
Yeah.
ma'am. Is there a reason that you have not paid this man child support? He's been having your son for 10 years.
He said throw some money their way. What that mean? Throw some money their way?
Would you clarify for her
Well,
what you
if she
mean by
doesn't
that,
want
sir?
to be in his life and be around and be a mother, and I have to be the father and the mother, then maybe I should be compensated for being the father and the mother.
You mean by her paying child support?
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's all he
support.
looks for is money.
Well, he would
Okay,
like to play
it
baseball.
takes more than air to raise a child, ma'am. You have to pay something. What else do you want him to receive to be able to raise this child?
Mr. Brown's plea? Simple. If you're out there living the dream, making money hand over fist, maybe toss a few bills his way for raising your kid. He's not picky, just throw some money his way, like it's some kind of loose change. Meanwhile, he's been doing all the parenting. Can we get some credit for that? Apparently, this guy thinks raising a kid alone should be considered a full-time job. Oh, wait, it is.
I'm listening.
And our child has dreams.
He needs to get a job and stop trying to depend on
No,
me.
what you need to do is listen to what I'm saying and answer my question and not worry about what he has going on. Everything is about you right now.
Isn't it?
Oh, yeah, it is. We'll get to the money part in just a minute in terms of calculations, because this child has been with him for a long time, and to go without any sort of financial assistance, and based on what you've...
And what's mom's defense? You guessed it, I've been too busy to be around. I mean, who needs to be present for their kid when you've got a career in the glamorous world of eyelash artistry? They're clearly too busy to support their own flesh and blood. Priorities, am I right?
turned in, you've made money, and you have not given anything to him for your child. It's absurd.
I've been throwing money his way. And I don't know what he been doing with it. Because I
Raising-
make over $85,000 a year.
Excuse me?
Over $85,000 a year.
You make over $85,000
Over
a year.
$85,000
She hasn't
a
given
year,
you
and
any
I've
money,
been-
sir?
Not too much. And really,
Not too-
the thing is,
This dude is lying. This
thing
dude is
is-
lying.
Excuse me. I can't listen to both of y'all at the same time. I have 2 ears, but I only can listen to one person
well, the
at a
thing
time.
is, she's all free pursuing her career. I have to watch the child.
Wait a
And
minute. What kind?
Watch the
What
child.
kind of, ma'am?
Well,
please.
it's hard to find a job and take care of a kid.
What kind of career does she have?
She's an esthetician,
Okay.
eyelashes, taking care of people's eyelashes.
Okay.
She makes pretty good money at it, actually. She's good at her job.
And
Okay.
she
I would
worked
give her
hard
that.
for it too.
However,
Ma'am.
diapers and...
Excuse me, sir. All this extra and this attitude, I'm the only person that can have an attitude in here, okay? Yes, it's right. So I'm going to need you to tone it down a little bit, okay? Thanks. Go ahead, sir.
And our 10-year-old is a growing boy, and
And let's not forget little Timmy's dreams, because this kid is no stranger to luxury. Go-karts, motorcycles, race cars, train sets, and video games. This child is living the life. Guess who's paying for it? Not mom, that's for sure. It's Mr. Brown, whose idea of a luxury item is a food budget that doesn't come from a discount grocery store. Truly, what a hero.
he has a lot of things he'd like to do, and it's very hard for me. I don't want to get any government assistance. I would like to do it as best as I can on my own. However, I can't go back to school and take care of our son and have a job and run a business. Is very hard, and
I imagine so.
It is.
I imagine so. What type of expenses does your son have?
He has normal childhood expenses, food.
Is he involved in extracurricular activities?
Yes, he likes to read. He likes games. I like to keep him with electronics and things to spark his interest.
What type of extracurricular activities?
He likes go-karts, motorcycles. He likes race cars, train sets, video games. He likes going out to the park, going to the lake, and all that.
Ma'am, do you hear all of that? All of that costs money.
It sure does, and like he said, I've been throwing money their way.
Every now and then, it hasn't been consistent.
It's not very consistent.
And it clearly cannot be consistent. Otherwise, you wouldn't have a reason to be here.
Does he have a job? Can you ask him that question?
Ma'am, you know what? He's taking care of the child.
Doing what though?
The child lives with him.
Now let's talk about this money thing. Apparently, Mr. Brown is juggling a business, parenting, and life, all while making less than $100,000 a year. But hey, he can't get any help from his ex, who somehow manages to avoid paying for any of this, even though she clearly makes a decent income. Yeah, that makes total sense, right? Totally.
Correct?
Correct.
Right. So whether he works or not, it doesn't matter to me. What matters to me is that he is raising you all's child, and you're not doing anything consistently. So we're going to make that change.
According to him, though, right?
I want to see you do the same after I finish with these calculations. Though. Okay. So, who carries health insurance?
Currently.
Obviously not him.
Do you carry it? Do you carry health insurance for the child?
Ask him.
Do you carry health insurance for
all the information?
Ma'am.
Well, see, that's the problem. I have a hard time communicating with her. Communication.
I'm having a hard time communicating with her, so I can't even imagine what you have to deal with and
Very
talking
rough.
to her about the child.
And he just wants to know where his mother is and why she doesn't want to be part of our lives and why she doesn't want to come around, why she wasn't involved in any of his after-school activities.
That is a legitimate concern.
Because it gets better. Not only does mom dodge child support, but guess who's been without health insurance? That's right, our little star child. Not covered, not cared for. But hey, no biggie, right? Mr. Brown's got it all under control. Who needs health insurance when you can just pay for it with dreams?
That is a legitimate concern.
Know where his mother
Sir,
is.
Who pays health insurance for the child?
Well, the health insurance, it's kind of hard right now.
So he doesn't have any health
He has
insurance
no health
coverage right now.
He has no health insurance.
Please.
So we're going to fix that right now. So according to your own testimony and your tax returns and your 1099s, it does equate to about $85,000 a year. So what we're going to do is order you to pay child support. Based on your gross, it comes out to $7,083.33. And right now the child isn't covered on any sort of health insurance coverage, so you're also going to be responsible for obtaining health insurance for the child, okay? And I'm going to order you do that within 30 days. That's what you're going to have to do.
Hold on to your hats. The judge just pulled out the big guns. Turns out making over $85,000 a year means you don't get to just sit back and chase your dreams. Nope. The court demands child support, totaling a nice little sum of $7,083 a month. Oh, and don't forget that retroactive child support, which means mom's got to pay for the last 4 years. Talk about a wild ride. So yeah, get ready for those payments.
I have your net resources at $5,138.10. So your child support obligation monthly, and giving you credit, how many other children did you say?
I have 4.
4, okay. So giving you credit for your other children, your child support obligation comes out to $698.78. And I'm also going to order you pay back support to this man. He requested in his paperwork that you pay back support to him. It's known as retroactive child support. In Texas, it can go back the last 4 years. So in calculating what your monthly child support obligation should be for the past 4 years, child support back pay is $33,541.44. And I'm going to have you repay that monthly at $1,000. So your total monthly obligation is $1,698.78 for child support obligation. Any questions about that?
as long as he get a job and stop living off of me.
You know what, ma'am? He can't be living off of you if you haven't given him anything consistently.
That's according to him.
Okay, well, you haven't provided me with anything different. Okay, so, exactly. Is there anything further, sir?
No, not too much. As long as she doesn't want to be around and she's willing to financially help support him, then maybe I can go off and further my education and be a better father and mother.
Sounds good to me. So, if there's nothing further from either of you, you all are dismissed.
So in case you were wondering, Mom will now be sending a check every month, $1,698 to cover her parenting duties. Sure, it's only the tip of the iceberg considering the last 4 years of parental neglect, but hey, it's a start. And while she might not be physically present, at least she's now contributing financially. How touching.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay, you know what, ma'am, cut it. Hi guys, it's Vonda Bailey, and I'm coming to you as the lawyer this time. We have arrived at the educational portion of our show. I just wanted to go over what this segment would cover and how the different scenarios interact with child support under Texas law. I just wanted to cover what you all just watched in this particular episode. Mom was self-employed, and although she was self-employed, is she still ordered to pay child support just like anyone else who works a W-2 job? Well, that is very much so the case. Mom works a job, ordered to pay child support. She gets a credit for any health insurance, any children she may have. It's just as simple as that. Well, in addition to her paying child support, you also heard that she was ordered to pay retroactive child support, also known as back pay. Yes, guys, under Texas law, you can be ordered to pay retroactive child support from the past 4 years.
And for the educational portion, I'm sure you're all dying to know the legal side of things, because when child support is involved, things get real serious. Here's the deal, folks. If you're a self-employed parent, don't think you're exempt from paying. You get to do it just like everyone else. And for those of you who think you can skate by without paying child support, well, Texas has a little something called retroactive child support. Yeah, that means you're going to be digging into your pockets for the past 4 years. Sucks to be you, huh?
What happens is you do a calculation of what the monthly child support obligation would be, times the number of months over the number of years, and that's how you get that retroactive child support amount. You're ordered to pay a certain amount on that a month, and it's added to your monthly child support obligation. Do you know of anyone who's experienced a similar situation? Be sure to subscribe to our channel, and make sure you comment below. You never know, their story may end up as a scenario on our show.
And neglecting them has legal consequences. And that's it for today's episode of Court Drama, where everyone loses. Remember, folks, if you're ever stuck in a mess like this, just remember, a court order is the gift that keeps on giving. But hey, at least you don't have to deal with it alone. See you next time, hopefully in less drama.